And leading them out, going strong well over a decade now after entering the league as a first-rounder out of Delaware, it's Joe Flacco.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Ford. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Chad Muma there to bring him down. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Finds Woods. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. From the gun, it's Ford. And they make the stop, we're going to say about the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 11, and that gives the Browns a first.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Ford straight ahead. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Jaguars, well, they must be thinking pass here, huh? They're in the dime. 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1.
Breaks through, and he might break away. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 28 out of that play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, but you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
First down throw, Lawrence. Connection made, Travis Etienne. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That was Martin Emerson with a stop that time.
That's what they call staring down the gun barrel. You know as a quarterback, you're about to get absolutely blasted. You've got to deliver an accurate throw just like that.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he'll go out of bounds just short of the red zone. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. It's a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Etienne has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
One more time with Etienne. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Jaguars get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field.
This play going under review by the officials.
Previous play is under review.
Well, we all know there can be so little room for error spotting the football, and that's what's being reviewed right here. Did they get this right?
And I know both sidelines are furiously pleading their cases about what their eyes see. But fortunately, the eye in the sky and the replays will give us a clear answer.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
One of the officials thought he saw something. They take another look, and they got it right. The call on the field is changed. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Etienne. And this time he gets it done. Touchdown. The Jaguars have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Cam Little to try the extra point. Got a good plant in the rain there. The extra point flies through. And the Jaguars will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Here's Ford on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Onto the field comes the Browns offense for the 2nd time. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Handoff running left, Ford. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. The stop made that time by the rookie from Florida State.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Throwing from the gun. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Dumps it off to his running back. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. To the ground with Ford. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. A former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker on the stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. So before they can set up for another play, we've hit the end of the 1st quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. We're ready now for the 2nd quarter. Browns in control of it. They have 2nd and 9 for their first play. Another one for Ford. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
To the air, 3rd and long. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. He's going to throw this one. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Judy there to grab it. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it's a turnover. The defense has it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. What an incredible drive they had authored, Brock. But all that progress, well, pardon the pun here, just fumbled away.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself.
The Jaguars send running back Travis Etienne trotting back out to the field. And they take the field exactly where they want it to be, Brock. Off a touchdown early and with a home crowd a little quieter than normal.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kate. I think most quarterbacks, competitors love playing on the road when they do just this. Just quiet them, right? Turn them against their own team. They were quiet after that opening touchdown. You score another one, they're going to start to murmur, and we might even hear a few boo birds.
Man in motion here. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 48. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he's got it up to midfield and into Brown's territory.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Now toss it to Etienne. Great by a man, and now he's in the clear. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
You know he'll never shy away from embracing contact on a play right up the gut. But come on. You know getting that toss in the open field is so much more fun. And on that play, well, certainly more exciting for all of us to watch, too.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. And he gets this forward to the 19.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
On 2nd down, it's Etienne. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from Cleveland. The Jaguars pushing for points. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
On is Little for the extra point. Bad weather doesn't affect that extra point. It's good. And the Jaguars double their lead to 14. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Here's Ford on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. And he's not going to escape this. The Jags drop him. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. He's going to push one deep. He's got it deep downfield. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 38 out of the play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 38. Has him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down around the 34. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Throwing it again here. He'll get this to Tillman. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll throw it again. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. They'll throw it. And as that one falls incomplete, all eyes shifting to the flag that was thrown. If it's defensive, you got a 1st down here. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that 1st down. Dustin Hopkins is going to try this Browns field goal. It's a chip shot, this one straight ahead. Carlson's kick is good. And that'll get him back to 11.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. Here's a return from the 7. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our 1st half. So it's halftime, and the visiting Jaguars have played themselves to a nice little lead thus far. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. One of the top performers in that first half was the running back, Travis Etienne. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Kickoff taken at the 13. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Jaguars and this running back headed back out for a new series. They have played lights out on offense, scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. First and 10 now from the 30. Lawrence working from the gun. And not a great choice on first down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so second down coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Lawrence looking to throw. Etienne on the catch. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Backed up now after the penalty. It's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Lawrence. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
You know, ball skills, they're not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
He's got this at the 27. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. To throw here on first down. Finds Woods. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. On the carry, it's Ford. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. They gain 14 on the play. And that gives the Browns a first.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on first. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Here's 2nd and 2. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Here's Ford running right. And he's able to push this down to the 12. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Here's a throw. This throw is caught. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure, Coach, your play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Ford running to the right. And he's going to have the touchdown. We'll see if he gets to keep this, though, Brock. We've got some laundry on the field. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways.
Still first down.
Wrong time to get caught for holding. Backed him up as they'll retry this 1st and goal. Running it after the penalty. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
2nd and goal from the 9 here. Back to throw now. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now they're left with 3rd and goal.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Throwing with a blitz on the way. This one's caught. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
Whether they meant to go to him or it was an adjustment on the fly, that's not the read that was going to beat this defense for a first down. That look, well, this crew defensively was prepared for and knew how to keep it short of the marker.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. A very short kick here from the right hash. Carlson's kick is good. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Here's Parker Washington with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Jaguars returning their offense and this running back to the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence has a man. It's Brown. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. That play good for 17 on a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
From the 44-yard line now, first and 10. From the gun, ETN gets it. And he'll get this forward, and he's stopped at the 37. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. So we hit the end of the third quarter. It's Jaguars football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on to it for one final quarter. Second and 3 now. ETN again. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And that's a Jaguar first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They send a receiver in motion right. 2nd and 4. Got a man, it's Thomas. Oh, he lost the football! And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. And here I was just moments ago, Brock, thinking this dude is going to be impossible to stop. Bowling through defenders, which makes them forcing that fumble all the more impressive.
Yeah, you never want to tell your guys to stop fighting through tackles because he is, to your point, Kate, so good at it. But the longer he fights and stays up, the longer those defenders have a chance to fly in and rip that ball free.
Now we see the Browns offense headed out. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. Offense set for a 1st and 10. This is ETN. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Lawrence throwing here. He brings it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his second touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game?
Yep.
Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. On is Little for the extra point. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Jaguars lead by 15 now.
Round 6.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Here's Ford on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Back out now comes the Browns offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They're out and set, 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Ford. And he gains ground to the 33 before being stopped. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Offense up to the line fast. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. He's got it inside the 25. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
And he's going to take this one in for the Cleveland touchdown. The Browns can make it a 1-score game as they trim the lead. It's a Jerry Jeudy touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Extra point try coming. This would importantly make it a 1-score game. The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Starting at the 10. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss is really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
They'll give this up the middle to Etienne. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Jaguars leading by 8. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Now we give left side to Bigsby. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Out of the gun, a give to Etienne. And that carry gets him up to the 44 on a solid gain. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Etienne gets it on the draw. And they make the stop at the 46. Now the Browns spend their final timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. They go right back to Etienne. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that first down. Well done.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed out the clock. But the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. The Jaguars kneeling out the rest of this victory.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. So the Jaguars, the visitors in this one, but they take home the win. And we know how rain can wreak havoc at any moment on a football field, but they didn't let that stop them today. They played their game, and as a result, they're leaving here with a victory.